Hi, I'm Shruti Mundra. Welcome to the third episode of Voices of Vision Season 2, where we explore real stories of clarity, courage, connection, purpose, and transformation. Today, on Voices of Vision, we have with us someone whose journey beautifully blends logic with creativity, structure with expression. Vikash Poddar is a science graduate from Bhawanipur College, where he not only pursued academics but also led as a theatre head, an early sign of his creative spirit. He went on to build a strong foundation in technology as a software engineer and an Oracle certified Java professional, and even started his own web development agency, WebArt Studio, during his college days. But his journey didn't stop there. From the world of code, he stepped into the world of performance, acting in projects like Feluda, Khaki, the Bihar chapter on Netflix, and several national television commercials. He has also taken the stage as a host for Bollywood musical shows in Mumbai, adding yet another dimension to his journey. Vikash is also a gifted storyteller, recognized by the Best Story Award at Tata Lit Live 2023. It's really not long time back. His path is not
Yes.
just about success across different fields, but about courage, exploration, and embracing multiple identities. Let's dive into his journey and understand what it truly takes to create a life that doesn't fit just into one box. Welcome, Vikash, and let's go forward with your journey.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you so much for including me in your podcast. I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you. So let's just dive directly into asking you a lot of interesting things that I have in mind. So take us back from the beginning. What kind of person you were growing up, and what early influence shaped both your technical and your creative sides?
Uh, I think if I start from my initial days, I did during my school days. I was a very studious child. I was always a topper. I never came second in my entire academic schooling year. I was too much studious, never into that much of sports. But I got into theater acting because of these annual functions and Christmas shows. So I was
Mhm.
always pulled in for having good vocabulary, and they used to include me on stage, but without dialogues. But I loved to be on the stage. I just had to stand there, and Santa would come and give me a gift. That was my role in my initial years on stage,
Okay, that's interesting. Without dialogue.
without dialogues.
Oh my God, that's very interesting. When as a child, when we are just put up on the stage, either there's fear or there's excitement, and definitely you had that excitement, whether it is dialogue or not. But I'm on stage, so that's
Yes.
really interesting to hear. So, what made you, so you've been, like you said, you've been never been a second place in your academics, and you have pursued acting or being on stage from your childhood. So, what made you get involved into science? Of course, since you have always been going into that zone of being first, it's
Yes.
expected. But and was there ever a conflict that whether these two things, being a part of the science journey and being an actor, be coexist? Did you ever feel that conflict in your life?
During school days and college days, of course, that conflict was not there because you are handling your academics as well as theater shows and theater festivals across India. The conflict came when you have to choose one between the two. That was the conflict point after my education got over, and then I had to choose one. That was a very complex task. But then in India, if you're a studious and sincere student, you have to decide your life after you complete your engineering.
Absolutely.
And then um, and then came a standpoint where I had to choose one, and then I got, of course, a lot of job offers, but then I didn't go ahead with it. And I told my mom about it. She was, of course, not agreeing with me, and there was a huge year of no communication with my parents because they disliked my entire idea of going into acting. So, of course, what goes behind is very difficult, very painful. But then I had to take a stand because you get only one life, and you had to choose something that you love to do. So, of course, now things are better, but then there was a huge year of no communication with my parents. That was very painful, but I chose what I wanted to do, and I'm proud about it.
Absolutely. That's amazing. And that's such a lot of inspiration to our listeners who will listen that, you chose what you wanted to do and you stood by it, even going through the pain of not talking to your parents, which is very, very
Yes.
difficult when we've just moved out of college and, you need that support from that side. So this definitely was a turning point, but what made you realize that you did not want to follow the conventional path? I mean, just get into acting and not follow your conventional path of becoming an engineer and moving forward from there.
This I share with all the wherever I've been invited as judge or anywhere in my college or in the school I go, I judge. I tell them this, that if a tree is born, they know what to do. If an animal is born, they know what to do. But when a human is born, the most high tech creatures, they don't know what to do. Being the
Huh.
most best creation of God, we are so puzzled about our life. So I think the first and foremost important thing for us is to understand ourselves, question ourselves, know ourselves better, and then pursue what we actually love to do. This is very important. And the other thing you asked was,
That what made you choose what you chose?
this happens like when a child is below 7 years, what they are fed, they do that. Somehow they'll do that. So I was fed by my mom itself. It's quite ironical that, son, there are so many engineers and doctors in the world. Why would you again be in that line only? You should do something unique, something super exceptional in life. I said, yes, this is a good idea, but I don't know what I can do exceptional in life, but I'll surely do something exceptional. So this was there feeded in my mind since a very small age. And then things happened.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. And actually, like you said, it's ironical that your mother was the one or your parents were the ones who were feeding you that do something different. And when you
Yes.
actually wanted to do, they were against it. So, tell me what made you start, of course, you're acting, you wanted to take the non conventional path and move forward. But like you had also mentioned that you started your web art studio during college, and which was again a technical part of it, I guess, because we are talking of web, so that means technical, and art, which
Yes.
means creative. So, what made you put both of these together, and what do you actually, what kind of confidence, what kind of fears did you have at that time when you started it?
Uh, Giving birth to Webot Studio was important because that that was fulfilling my pocket beside acting, which was fulfilling my soul. So the birth of Webat Studio was very much important. And of course, being from a technological background, if I can do it, why not? There's no harm in doing things. There's no structured pattern that you can do this, you cannot do this. The world is huge, opportunities are endless. So whatever you feel like doing, if you feel like doing 10 things and you're good at those 10 things, you should go ahead with it. So Webart Studio will always be there, and since its inception, it has always helped me financially a lot. And of course, my both
That's
my works involves meeting a lot of people, so I love both of them a lot.
Absolutely. That's interesting. So that means you're a people's person who likes talking to people, knowing them, and definitely being an actor would, all of this would matter a lot more compared to
So
just
I
your web
was
art studio.
I would like to add to this that I cannot remember that term. I wouldn't talk to people. I wouldn't meet people. I wouldn't come face to face. I was very shy to talk or come in front of any person. I was just bothered about my education and going to school. When I started doing theater since kindergarten, that gave me confidence to talk to people, to come in front of people. And now people have understood how important theater is. So for your personality development, and now theater is being taught in famous IIMs and IITs.
Wow, that's interesting. I think any form of art definitely has an impact on the kind of identity you build for yourself. And yes, theater
Yes.
is a big form of art because it involves a lot of other areas of art as well. So, what were your biggest challenges when you were, building yourself apart from, not being able to have a great communication with your parents? and how did you navigate through them?
It was challenging, but then being the elder son of the family, of course, you're led with a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. So when I started earning and fulfilling their checklist, they were happy about it. And then it took time, but then it's gradually it healed. So they were like, okay, he can take responsibility of the family. I'm not a useless guy. And of course I had my own passion which I couldn't share with anyone, that no, I seriously and strictly want to go for acting. But then I had to juggle with both, because both were important and both are important. And I'm glad those critical stage, those critical moment has passed away. Now things are much stable and I'm doing well in both the fields.
Awesome. That's amazing. I think it's so insightful when people will hear this conversation between us, that it's possible, you know. Every time when
Yes.
this conventional thing happens, parents always say, no, it's not possible. You have to do it this way because this is the reference point, or this is the only way things have happened in life. But you have broken that convention. You have made sure that you are successful in both the places, and not just financially but within yourself. Like you said, one
Yes.
feeds your pocket, or one feeds your gut, and one
Soul.
feeds your soul. So yes, that's so beautiful to understand that it's so easily possible if one decides and chooses the path in the right way. So were there moments where you felt or you were questioning your own identity? Was there a time in life where you felt ki acha, I probably have taken a wrong choice, making a wrong choice, or taken a wrong decision?
uh, as an actor, of course, you'll always question yourself, because the small scenes that you see on the screen, on a big production screen, where there's a guy who's just having a passing shot from the by the actor or something, they have struggled for 12-15 years to get that passing shot. So things are not very much easy in acting. It's a very, very complex field. So of course I question myself. I think if I didn't choose acting, I would have been a very big project manager of a very multinational software company. I would have earned in crores, but then I'm more satisfied failing at what I want to do, rather than being successful at what I never wanted to do.
Oh my God, this is so inspiring. Failing at what I want to do, and rather than being successful with what I don't want to do. I think if one follows this, they can actually feel successful. Because, yeah, I agree to what you say. You know, I also feel that I'm a successful person, may not be by the norms of society on the financial
Yeah.
terms, but by the
Yeah.
norms of myself. And success definitely has a different meaning to different people. And yeah,
Yes.
that makes so much sense. You know, when I'm talking of success, I just remembered this one line that I read. Success, being successful for anybody would be meaning being free to do what you want to do. And I think
Lovely.
that's a
Yes.
definition that sticks to my mind, that, you know, whatever other definitions we have, this is one thing that anyone who wants to be successful would want. So yeah, that's wonderful. And
Correct.
you've already kind of answered my question, saying that behind the scenes it takes so many years. But what struggles are, like, you know, if you could pinpoint few struggles for someone who wants to be an upcoming actor, what struggles would they be facing, or how they can overcome it?
Of course, you have to be excellent in your craft. You have to go through rigorous training, because I have been doing theater stage shows since I was in kindergarten. My entire schooling I did theater. When I came into Bhawanipur College, I was the theater head of Bhawanipur College for around 3 to 4 years. I was again performing stage shows in college, in all the colleges in Calcutta, as well as for theater festivals, all the major colleges in India, be it Mumbai, Mitibai, Narsi Munji, everywhere we've performed. So years of practice goes into this. And when you're doing theater, you're not paid. You can love theater, but then you're not paid being a theater artist. So without expecting, you have to just go on practicing this particular skill. And then after you have attained this skill, when you're okay with it, then you have to go and apply for auditions. Now auditions are a different game now. um, they have particular they have nowadays auditions, they have a lot of skills, a lot of checklist, like this has to happen, you have, your complexion has to be this, your height has to be this. And previously it was not so complex, but then now you are easily rejected in an audition because of any one small aspect. So of course this is disheartening, this is very sad that you are rejected, but you're not rejected because your skill is not okay, you're rejected because their particular checklist or skill set is not matching with yours. So when you're going for auditions, you have to give a lot of auditions without feeling rejected. So I remember I gave
Wow.
auditions for 15 years. I never got even one role until finally one of my friend from Tollywood referred me to a production house, and again they took my screening and audition, and everything was done as the standard operation procedure goes, and then I was selected. And that was my first feature film, Bengali
Oh
feature
my.
film. The director was Mr. Srijit Mukherjee, who's 4 times national award winner.
Oh, awesome. You've worked with someone who's a national award winner, and yet you are
Yes,
sounding so humble and so grounded when you're saying that, you were rejected for 15 years
15
without getting a
years.
role. That is that is a really long time, because if 15 years, I mean, so in these 15 years when you did not get a role, did you ever feel that you're feeling mentally and emotionally drained out, and you felt like, no, this is not that I want to do anymore?
I honestly, at times, I used to feel that maybe it's a wrong decision, or maybe something is not working out. But then this is just 20%. 80% I used to think that maybe I have to be better at my skill. Maybe I have to have a different approach, or maybe I need to be more communicative. Communicative to the casting people. So I try to develop my skills more and more, excel more and more in my craft, and then after that, I cracked many auditions, including the famous Khaki Bollywood series. That
Nice.
was without a reference. I cracked the audition, and they loved my work.
Awesome, awesome. I still haven't watched it, but I would love to watch it, and I will take that time out for watching you on screen. Like right now, I
Sure,
can
sure.
still see you on screen, but you acting and seeing that policeman over there with all the rage, probably. So yes.
Yes,
So I understand you've been into engineering, you've been into web designing, you've been into auditions and theater and actor, and you have also mentioned that you were uh, into Tata Live Live Award, where you won an award for the best story. So how are you managing so many creative things in your life? I mean, in
I
general,
I
yes,
would
please say.
I would suggest my recommendation to the youth would be that you stick to one work and do that nicely. Although I am into so many, I have every alternate day I make a to do list, and there are so many tasks that I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that, I want to be a book writer as well, I want to be a film director as well, I want to be a script writer as well. I question myself that what do you want to do actually in life. So many things, but I'm glad and I'm proud that I've done all. And recently, I was the director of a biopic which involved the governor of Bengal, Mr. C.V. Anand Bose. His biopic was recently made, and I was the person directing it. So that was
Oh,
something totally new.
wow.
That was something totally
So
new,
when
and
is it coming out?
I don't know when it will come out. But since it belongs to a bureaucrat, so it is difficult to be shown publicly. But then there was a show in the
Raj.
Governor House. It was screened there for the and
Okay.
like only 100 people were invited. So coming to
Next time, please
storytelling,
invite us.
of course, of course. Coming to storytelling, as I said, that psychologically it is fed into your mind at a very early age. So when I was in the fifth standard, there was a teacher who used to teach us history and geography. Now, of course, both the subjects are very boring. Uh, but then he used to come in, Mr. Samuel sir, and he used to come in and he used to say us to close our books, put it inside the bag, and 1 hour of complete storytelling, beautiful storytelling representing history, which is so boring, and he used to make it so interesting that from that point I think I started loving the storytelling. That was the point I started knowing about people, their story, their achievements, their weaknesses, and how people behave in what circumstances, so that I can portray myself as that person when I am on screen. So it's psychologically it's very important to know the science behind a person's actions.
Absolutely. I completely agree that your past, your experiences, whatever you've heard, experienced, read, learned, do impact the actions, do impact your belief systems that you have. And that's how you start making choices and decisions in life. So
Yes.
beautifully said, Vikash. I think this was so insightful and knowledgeable that, you've put together so many things, so many different paths, how you have achieved each and everything. Each one path, one step that you've taken forward in your life is like making you feel more and more successful. So just tell me, what has it shaped you as a person, who you are today, with so many different successes, different paths that you have taken?
uh, Studying science since my entire schooling college has been science and engineering, and after completing my education, one thing that I fell in love with was literature. So storytelling is something that makes me very excited. Filmmaking makes me very excited. Of course, technology aspect is also very exciting for me. All these things have of course shaped my life in immensely, and I'm glad that I've pursued each of them with lots of love and care, because you are the person who has to take care of your dreams. Nobody else will. Not even your own parents will come and love your dreams. You have to love your dreams and rear it up like a small child until it grows big and makes you represents you as a successful person. So I'm happy. I'm very much satisfied with everything that I've done and achieved, and there's more to come. More bigger things are coming up now. I'm praying everything goes well and things click. Yes.
Absolutely. We will pray for you as well. But what you said is so profound. If you just said it casually, probably, but it is so profound. You are the one who has to take care of your dreams, no one else will.
Yes.
And this one profound line can, make people achieve their dreams, because we are always trying to blame or trying to find reasons from the outside sources, rather than thinking that it's from within that has the impact that it has. Awesome. So if someone is standing on a crossroads today, confused between multiple paths, like you have taken multiple paths and you have achieved all of them, but someone could be confused, what would you want them to understand from your journey?
As I said, that it's very important to question ourselves as to who we are and what we want in our lives. How do you see yourself after 10 years or after 5 years? You have to question yourself very, very uh, roughly or aggressively, so that you give correct answers, and to yourself. You can't fool yourself. You can fool the world, you can't fool yourself. And again, you should question yourself that after 5 years, if you're doing this particular thing, will you be satisfied with yourself? Will you be happy about it? So this is the way to assess yourself and move ahead. And of course, you have to be completely and totally honest with your answers.
Awesome, awesome. I think, Vikash, you've given our listeners a point forward if they are confused in their lives, and made my job a little less difficult, maybe. As since I am also into purpose clarity coaching, so definitely this makes it easier for someone who still does not feel the need to find a coach or a mentor. But yes, this is a great insight, that you need to know yourself, be brutally honest, and, very
Yes.
aggressive with your answers, which is so true. So it's amazing, Vikash, that you've taken such a journey. You have helped our listeners take that journey, if not completely, but at a lot of great points. And the profound insight that you've shared, which probably, like you said, you were interested in literature, you have just casually mentioned those things, but they are so insightful, and I'm so looking forward to our listeners getting a lot of help and support. So thank you so much, Vikash, for coming on this podcast, and I'm really grateful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad you called me and I could share my story with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.